Hey guys, how are you guys doing? It's been a while since I've done a video. Sorry about the glare on my glasses. That's always gonna be a problem. But anyway, something just happened a little bit ago, and it got me thinking. And I feel like God is telling me, you need to talk about this. This is something that just needs to be brought up. That really helped me a lot in my life with a lot of things. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say this is personal. This is something that happened to me personally just now, and it's just something that bothered me, and it just got me thinking. And I feel like God's saying, this is something that helped you, and you may help others by pointing out this. So here we go. So our washing machine broke a while back, so we've just been going to the laundromat. Well, and my husband actually does the laundry. He likes to do it. He gets out of the house. It gets him out of the house to do it, and he doesn't mind. He likes to go do it and get it done, and I love that he helps and does things like that. So, and it kind of works out better that, you know, um, everything gets done quickly. We have a dryer where he just goes and washes the clothes, bring them home, and we dry them. But anyway, so he left just a little bit ago to go get the laundry done, and he was back like 15 minutes later, if that. Might have been less time than that. And I'm like, why is he back already? And he walks in the door and he's mad, and he comes over and he picks the money up and takes it with him. So he'd forgotten to take the money with him. Um, and So he rushes out the door, blah, blah, blah. There's so many things that I see myself in. And that's one of those things that I see myself in his actions. Because I used to be the same way. The least little thing goes wrong, I'm in a uproar. I'm so mad. Oh man, I gotta start over. I gotta do this over. Why did this happen? Okay. And then I started thinking and realizing, and as I developed my relationship with God and realized, that things happen for a purpose and things happen for a reason, and everything in our life comes together for the bigger plan, and it takes all kinds of little things to happen to get us where we need to be when we need to be there. And I hope I can get through this without crying, because you all know that I'm an emotional person anyway. But but you when I started flipping the way that I looked at things, I was much happier. Things like the forgetting the money at home and having to run back and get it, it didn't bother me so bad anymore. It doesn't bother me so bad anymore because I realized that there's a purpose, and that I don't know what was waiting down the road for me before God turned me around and sent me back home for a minute. Who's to say that if I had ignored that, or if I had remembered the money and just never had to stop and turn around and come back home, who's to say what was waiting down the road for me? Who's to say that I wouldn't have got hit head on by a dump truck and killed right down the road before God spoke to me and said, hey, you forgot that money at home. Go back and get it right now. Turn around and go back and get it. Maybe God just saved my life. Maybe God turned me around for a reason. Maybe God needs me in a different place than where I was headed. So, what I'm saying is, when we don't let those little things bother us, God will use us. He does those things for us to either put us where He needs us, to use us where He needs us, to save our life, to keep us from getting hurt, to make us be around for our family longer. You just have to flip your perspective on things. so many things happen and we just get in an uproar and we don't think about why did that happen to us. I had an accident. My first husband and I, when we got married, we just went to McMinnville and stayed the night, and we were going to get up and go to like Fall Creek Falls and stuff like that, and just spend time together for our little honeymoon. The morning after we had gotten married, we had an accident. We hit a church van of all people, and had an accident, and my husband was so angry and so mad. Why did this happen? Blah blah blah. And I was like, maybe we don't know what was waiting down the road, and God put His own people in front of us to stop us, to save us from what was waiting down the road. That was 30 years ago. I don't know, but you know, I lost that perspective for a long time, and I got in that crazy mood or whatever where everything just bothers you and everything is such a frustration and everything is just always annoying. I was miserable. I was so unhappy because nothing ever went my way. Nothing ever went the right way. Nothing ever went right. But so much did go right. We don't know what God has planned for us, and we don't know what's waiting in front of us. We don't know why God turns us around and puts us in a different direction. I'm just kind of rambling on here. I don't know if it's even coming together and making any sense, you guys, but we have to flip our perspective. We have to look at things differently if we want to be happy, if we want to do what God wants us to do, if we want to be who God wants us to be. We have to let Him guide us. We have to let Him protect us. We have to let Him provide and give us provisions. And we just have to accept these things, and we have to be grateful for them. I'm so grateful that my husband came back this morning to get that money, and that he remembered, that God made him remember, because I don't know what was waiting on him down the road. But I know that as soon as he walked out that door, I instantly prayed, God, please let him come back home safe. Every time he leaves, please let him come back home safe. And I'm so grateful to God for whatever He protected him from today that made him so frustrated. I'm thankful that he came back home and got the money and he headed back out. But he was so frustrated when he did. And I pray again that God brings him back home safely and that he can be grateful and see that maybe God turned him around for a reason this morning, so that he can be here with me longer, so that he can talk to people, so that he can spread kindness and love. We get so frustrated over the silliest little things, but we need to be grateful for God's provisions, and we need to realize that things aren't going to go our way. We need to let God have things go His way, and we need to be grateful for every second of it and every bit of frustration.